Sup y'all, it's me, it's your boy Asmongold, and today I wanted to show you guys the solo Glory of the Thundering Raider, which rewards, to the best of my knowledge, the only pterodactyl mount in the game, the Armored Sky Screamer. Now, before we begin, I do want to say one thing, and I think I should just put this pretty bluntly, is that some of these achievements are really fucking hard to solo. So if you don't have the right class, the right spec, the right gear, and you are not absolutely precise in what you are doing, you are probably going to be having a very, very hard time soloing these achievements. However, all of the achievements in this meta are soloable, which we'll see in this video. Now, the first achievement we're going to be looking at here is called Lightning Overload from Zenrock. Now, Zenrock puts down orbs of lightning that chase you. The achievement requires you to have 2 of those orbs of lightning collide. So what you want to do is aggro Zenrock on your mount, stay on your mount, let the first focus lightning cast on you, allow him to stay in melee range, don't run him quite yet, wait for him to actually cast static burst on you. That allows the next focus lightning to cast faster, and as soon as they're getting to you, you want to go ahead and do 2 things. You want to go ahead and use the, I think it's the Sky Skep potion, and also what other type of movement abilities you have that allow you to kind of get farther away. Whenever he grabs you with Thundering Throw, both of the orbs are going to automatically collide, and that will complete the achievement for you. So pretty much all you have to do is make sure that the orbs do not hit you until he actually casts Thundering Throw. Do whatever your class can do in order to make that happen. So I'm talking like Heroic Leap, Demonic Gateway, even like Deterrence, Disengage, basically anything that you can do. And you know that you can whenever you complete it, because there will be not only will there be 2 different lightning fissures on the ground, but the lightning fissure of the 2 of them that are combined together will be slightly larger. This achievement is very annoying to do. I do want to say that right now, and this achievement actually took me more attempts than any other one, although it was, I guess, comparatively easier, if that makes sense. So just make sure that you get the 2 orbs together, and just pretty much make sure the orbs don't hit you until he does the grab, and if you have both orbs up whenever he does the grab, you're going to get the achievement. Second one here is called Cretaceous Collector. I don't really know how to say this name, but it's from Hordon. Now, this achievement, many of these are basically just tank and spank, and you just burn them down, and that's it. So Hordon, the way that the fight originally used to work is there used to be 4 different doors that ads would come out of. And the ad that heals it is called, was it the Zandalari Dinomancer? Now, at the point where we're already at level 100, we could do this even at level 100, but especially at 110, you're going to be able to damage Hordon down before a Dinomancer even comes out. So don't worry about it at all. Now, if for whatever reason you don't have the damage, I will show you, just for the sake of the video, what the Dinomancers do. The Dinomancers have very minimal health, and you can't kill one because obviously that will fail the achievement. So you can either interrupt the heal, the dino mending right there. If you get them under 50%, what they do is they turn into basically a dinosaur and they stop healing the boss. My recommendation again is to just, if you have to, I don't really think that you would need to, but if you have to, go ahead and just pop a potion and just burn down Hordon before a Dinomancer even spawns. It's relatively easy to do. The only real difficulty I would say in this achievement is there isn't any. It's easy. It's no big deal. And also, I do want to say one thing, is that all of the bosses on Heroic are really easy to do, which is why I haven't really included the Heroic-only strategies. I think that any player could just go into there and do them very easily. The only one I will show is Heroic Dark Animus. Now, the next achievement is called Cage Match from the Protectors or the Council or whatever. And basically what you have to do here, Council of Elders, is you have to make sure that there's that circle that they're all inside of, and you just have to make sure that they don't leave that circle. This is very, very easy to do. And usually whenever you're soloing, you're not going to be running around for any reason anyway, so just go ahead and burn them all down and kill them. The only thing that you want to watch out for is that Shadowed Lower Spirit that I just saw a second ago. If that gets cast on you, make sure that you kill it with ranged abilities, because if it gets too close, it automatically kills you. So besides that, this is very easy to do. Just make sure that you kill them without them leaving the outer circle. Now, I am a little bit paranoid whenever I do these, because I don't want to have to go back there the next week, and I especially don't want to fuck it up on the video. So my recommendation is just make sure to keep them in the inner circle to be extra safe, but I have heard multiple people saying that you don't have to keep them, even outside the outer circle. So just keep them inside the circle that I'm running around here, and you're going to have no trouble whatsoever. The next one here is called One Up. This requires you to kick, basically kick one turtle through 5 other turtles. Now, Tortoise, the big turtle, summons little turtles 3 at a time. He summons bonus ones whenever he's under like 20% health, but I wouldn't recommend using that as like part of your strategy. Basically, you want to wait for 2 waves of the turtles to come out. Each wave summons 3. Go ahead and kill the turtles on top of each other. After the second wave comes out, make sure that all the turtles are dead on top of each other, and pretty much just kick one right through all the other ones. The way this works is that you get an extra action button, as you guys can see right there, right under that Furious Stone Breath, and that extra action button allows you to actually kick the turtle. And so you have to kick the turtle in the trajectory to make it go through all 5 other turtles. So you have 2 waves, and you're kicking one turtle through 5 other turtles, so it would only require 2 waves, right? So it makes perfect sense. Now, the difficulty in this achievement comes with the damage that Tortos deals. Tortos deals a large amount of damage through the Quake Stomp because it does, I think it's a percentage of your health and not just a flat damage number. So you want to make sure that you have as much healing as possible. Also, he does a Stone Breath. Now, the Stone Breath happens whenever he reaches 100 energy, and in normal mode, you can basically just heal right through this, especially if you're a tank spec. And even if you're not, if you have any sort of a heal whatsoever, you should have no trouble whatsoever handling it. As you can see, it did maybe 100,000 damage. So it's just staying alive until the second set of these World Turtles come out. And also, if you go outside of melee range, what's going to happen is that he'll start casting the Breath again, and he also does some other weird shit. So you want to make sure that you basically stay inside melee range. And as you can see, with that second Quake Stomp, I took a lot of damage. So you need to make sure that you have some sort of ability to maybe don't kill the cave bats, so if you have a leech trinket on or something like that. But basically, you're just staying alive until the second set of those are out. And as you can see, I've got all the turtles in a straight fucking line. Kick them right through, and there's 5 turtles, no big deal. And after that, you just kill the boss, and you get the achievement. This is very easy to do. Basically, anybody who did this during current progression will have absolutely no trouble doing this. A little fact there is, if you're doing this on heroic, you need to make sure that there are little crystals around where Tortos is. Make sure that you hit a crystal, and any healing that you do will give you an absorb shield. But besides that, the heroic encounter is basically the exact same functionally. Now, this next achievement is just going to take a couple of seconds. You pretty much have to kill Megaera without killing 1 head. There's 3 heads on normal mode. There's 2 heads that are available at any one point, and the same 2 heads basically. So there's never going to be a point. You have to kill Megaera without killing any of the 1 heads. So like you have to kill Megaera without killing the red head once. You have to kill Megaera without killing the green head once. And you have to kill him without killing her or whatever, without killing the blue head. And so just pick a head and just kill the other one besides that head every single time around. Now, I think that if you're probably clicked on this video and you've been trying to do this is probably the achievement you're looking on how to solo, okay? This is a bad time. Like, you're really going to be having a bad time soloing this. So what you need to have, there's a lot of things you need to have. You want to have dots. Basically, what's going to happen is you need to fly up, catch an egg within a very, very small, probably a 2-second time window, and fall down and have G-Kun die while you're holding the egg, while you're falling down, before you don't actually completely fall down. So the timer is 20 seconds. I've got everything slowed down right here. I'm getting G-Kun to a very low percentage of health, and the egg will spawn at 5 seconds in. I cast Stampede. I sort of put my dots on him. At this point, I'm jumping down, and I'm going to kill one of these hatchlings. Each of the hatchlings that dies is going to give me a feather. I'm going to take the feather, and I'm going to move all the way up. I'm going to get up to the next level so my pets can start attacking G-Kun again, damage him down a little bit more, turn around, and behind me, this is the hard part, I turn around and I have to click this egg before G-Kun dies and before I fall all the way down. So I have to click it, and then he dies. If you don't do it that way, you fail it, right? And so if you accidentally kill him, you have to wait till next week. This is extremely hard to do. This is probably the hardest achievement to do in here. And what I would recommend for you guys to do is make sure, basically dot G-Kun up, wait for that 20-second timer, 15 to 20-second timer, get the feather, damage him down to where he'll die within a couple of seconds, go up, click that egg, and pray to God that the boss dies at that point. It's extremely hard to do. A class like a warrior is going to have a very bad time. But if you do have dots, and especially if you're a hunter, you're going to have no trouble whatsoever. This is soloable, but you're going to have a very hard time, as you can see, doing it. I got very lucky, and I ended up getting it on my 3rd try. Next one here is called You Said Crossing Streams Was Bad. This was bugged, but it has since been fixed, so I'm going to show you guys how it works. Now, basically, Darumu does this ability where it has like this light spectrum thing, and he puts these 3 beams of light on basically a random player, and since it's on you, and you're the only person in here because it's a solo guide, what you have to do is they all go on you. So whenever Darumo, after you fought him for a while, he will put out the lights, and there will be different little I guess like puddles of color, right? And you're looking for the white puddle of color. The white puddle of color is what you need to stand on by the time the lights go out. The light spectrum goes out. So as you can see right here, I've got everything slowed down to like maximum speed, or minimum speed actually. And as you can see right there under the quest there, you can see under the quest to the right, the white thing just popped up. So what I need to do at this point is run over to that white thing with all three of the abilities on me, or the abilities on me, and pop out the thing first. Now, as long as you have all three of them on you, it's going to automatically give you the next one, the next time around, because you have to do this 3 different times. So the difficulty here is 1, staying alive, 2, being able to stand on top of this and actually pop the beast right there. So here's the orange fog beast right there, and you have to be standing on top of where it is whenever the light spectrum goes out. Now at this point, you basically just need to go around and kill the 3 crimson fogs. If you don't kill them, I think the boss like one-shots you or something. And the main difficulty here is that he puts a debuff on you that absorbs healing, so you want to do at least have like some way of avoiding that. You can stand outside melee range, you can do a number of different things. You have a pet, it's going to be very easy. But this achievement, for the most part, is actually difficult. Make sure you move out of force of will. And I'm going to kind of go through this entire boss, not really the entire boss, but most of it. And the reason for that is because this is probably one of the most complicated and confusing achievements. So I want to talk you guys through it and make sure that by the time this is over, hopefully, you won't really have too many questions. But of course, if you do, go ahead and let me know in the comments and I'll try and clear it up. So what are the 3 ones you have to do? The orange, purple, and green fog. So basically what this used to be was you'd have to combine them. You have to have like the person who's red and the person who's blue come together to make the orange one, and then the person who's, I'm not very good at colors. I apparently missed that class in art in 2nd grade. So I always had a really hard time doing this. So doing it solo was actually easier for me than doing it with an entire group. So basically you just have to pop out these 3 things. And also, as I said, the serious wounds are going to be on you. Doing this on 25-man might be a possibility if your class is built kind of like a warrior and it's built around like dealing damage to absorb damage, but I can't really say that for sure. Also, he's going to cast Disintegration Beam. Make sure that whenever he casts that, there's going to be like these little lines, like these little like rods or squigglies that are running around. Make sure that you're standing on the side where the squigglies are, and basically if you go through the eye beam that Darumo is doing, it instantly kills you. So you can stand inside the purple, it's not a big deal. Just make sure that you avoid all of this. Now, one thing that's good here is that if you stay outside of melee range whenever he ends this cast, you can usually reset your healing reduction debuff. I think it's called like the honestly, I don't remember what it's called, but it's the one that's stacked up to like 11 on me right here. So if you want to do that, that's also a good idea. Serious wound or something like that. And at this point, it's basically rinse and repeat. And again, the main difficulty is making sure that you're standing on top of that white little color circle whenever the light spectrum goes out. So as you can see, oh, there we go. No, it did get I did get reset, so that was good. And so at this point, you're just waiting to do it again. Again, the 2 difficult parts about this is, oh, he also does Life Drain. I forgot to mention that too. Life Drain is a stun on you, and so if he's going to do Life Drain, you can just like move out of melee range, and that will maybe reduce your damage taken if you're not like a tank or something like that. But I don't really know how much extra damage that's going to make you take or anything like that. So it is a possibility, but Life Drain is also pretty annoying to deal with. But if you are like a class that needs to deal damage in order to heal yourself or something, it can actually help because that'll heal the boss up to a higher percentage of health. So there's the white spectrum again, and as you can see just a second ago, the white one popped up right behind me, and so I'm already in the right spot. And again, the green one, by the way, the green one moves on its own. It doesn't actually track with a player. So if you don't actually get this on your first try, whenever you're standing on top of it, you might end up wiping. And as you can see, I just revealed the purple fog. And at this point, I just go ahead and kill all the red ones over and over, and I rinse and repeat until it's over. But we can have situations like this where I've got literally almost 2 rows of debuffs on me, and I'm taking a lot of damage. So this is the point where it actually does become pretty difficult to solo if you don't have abilities that'll kind of help you heal. This is the last one right here, and get ready for it. There it is over there by the quests right there on the right side again. So I'm running over there to it, and again, you don't have to worry about the color, the right ones popping up. It seems to automatically do that. So as you can see, and just a second, it's about to pop up right here. There it is. There's the green fog beast, and I have revealed all 3 of them, and that completes the achievement. Again, you want to make sure that you have as much healing as possible. You want to make sure that you're basically able to stay alive as long as possible. This fight takes quite a while, and after you actually reveal all 3 of them, you only have a few seconds or a few minutes, or a couple minutes, I think it's like, what is it, 2 minutes or so, in order to kill him before he enrages. So you need to make sure that after this happens, you do kill him relatively quickly, depending on your gear. At this point, whenever I was doing it, I was like 880 or 890 item level, so it wasn't really too much trouble for me. But as a prot warrior, I also don't have a whole lot of self-healing, but I did get lucky enough to have the legendary bracers, so I do have at least a little bit. Again, guys, just make sure that you're standing, whenever the light spectrum goes out, you're standing on top of the white swirly. After you stand on top of the white swirly, that's pretty much it. Rinse and repeat 2 more times. Make sure that Fog Beast is revealed and the achievement is complete. It's not really that hard to do if you have the right gear for it and you know what to do. Next achievement here is called Genetically Unmodified Organism from Primordius. You want to do this on normal mode. There's 2 ways of doing this. There's like the moron way of doing it, and there's also, I mean, it's easy either way. But there's one way you can do it, is you can just kill Primordius without killing any living fluid. Whenever you kill a living fluid, it puts a little blob on the ground. If you stand inside the blob and it's purple, it gives you a negative debuff. If you stand inside it and it's red, it gives you a positive debuff until you get 5 of those debuffs and you turn into like a Sarok, which is one of these lizard people. And then if you stand in a 6th one, then it will give you a negative debuff again. My personal recommendation here is to just burn down Primordius in normal mode, because on Heroic he takes 75% less damage. And there's the purple one, by the way, and on normal mode he only takes 35% less damage to people who aren't fully mutated, and being fully mutated is having 5 stacks. So I'm running through all of them just to show you guys it's possible. As you can see, I have 5 good debuffs or buffs and 0 bad debuffs. And at this point, I can do full damage to Primordius, and also I have those extra combat buffs. But again, as I said, it's not really required. If you're doing this on normal mode, just sit here and just damage him down and make sure you don't stand inside any of the puddles. And that's like there's no way you can fail it, basically. Next achievement here is called Ritualist Who. Basically, this is the trash right before Dark Animus. I actually forgot this was even part of the meta. But basically, you have to go in here, kill all of the Ritualists, and make sure that you don't kill Dark Animus if you're going for this achievement. Go outside, set the dungeon to Heroic, set the raid to Heroic. After you set it to Heroic, and click Leave Instance, then port back inside on normal mode, and just rinse and repeat until you kill all the Ritualists that you need to do. You can do this at least 10 times an hour. Now, for Heroic Dark Animus, the difference really is that Dark Animus spawns at the beginning of the I guess like the fight, instead of whenever you actually activate him. So what you really want to do at the beginning here, make sure you don't do this on 25 man, especially if you're doing it on a Heroic. It's very hard to do. Even my warrior can barely do it. What I would recommend for you to do is kill as many of the Anima Golems, the smaller ones. They buff each other whenever they get close together. Kill as many of them before they get together so they don't like one-shot you, basically. And as soon as you kill enough of them to where they're not going to be able to do that, like you only have like 4 or 5 left, just pop all your cooldowns and burn down Dark Animus, move outside of Crimson Wake, and don't stand inside the blobs that he puts on you. Because if you do that, you take extra physical damage taken by 50%, I think, for each one that you absorb. So you want to be really careful about that. But for the most part, especially on 10-man, since these mobs are level 90, they have a high chance for you to like parry or for their attacks to miss. So even whenever they have that super high attack speed, it's not necessarily going to be a one-shot. Now, the next achievement here is called Can't Touch This. My recommendation here is just make sure that you kill Ironquan very, very fast before he even does any of the abilities. So as soon as he comes out here, kill Quetzal as fast as you can, kill the first one as fast as you can, and you can actually kill Ironquan before he actually finishes the encounter in between his phases, as you're going to see me do in just a second here, and that basically just makes it really easy. This is more or less a speed kill. I could explain all the mechanics, but it would be much easier to just say burn him down as fast as you can, and you're not going to have any trouble whatsoever. The next achievement here is called From Dusk Till Dawn. This is also very, very simple to do. All you have to do is kill Luwin and then kill Swin. Make sure that you fully kill Luwin before you kill Swin. If for whatever reason you can't do this in 3 minutes, Swin will pop up and not Luwin, and then you're going to have a bunch of trouble. But for anybody who is level 110, I would assume probably even a healer is going to have no trouble doing the damage that's needs to be done, even on Heroic, before Swin even pops up into the day phase. As soon as Swin pops up, you just go ahead and kill her. Basically, you have to make sure that you kill Luwin before Swin goes under 30%, which would be impossible if you just kill Luwin first and you don't damage Swin at all. So that's my recommendation. Just kill Luwin, then kill Swin, and then you're done. It's really easy. Even on 25-man Heroic, I would assume this achievement is going to be a complete joke. joke. Now, the next achievement here, the last achievement, is called a Complete Circuit. Now, if you mouse over in Li Shen's platform, right under these orbs here, it will tell you which platform they are. There's like the bouncing bolt, as you can see down below. And what you need to do here, this is my recommendation, because this achievement is also intermittently bugged. So what I would recommend for you to do is engage him on the platform, because the achievement, what it requires you to do is for him to overcharge one of the 4 platforms first, right? Each of the 4 platforms first. So you have to kill him with him overcharging the bouncing bolt one. You have to do it with the diffusion chain. You have to do it with all 4 of them with him overcharging it first. So what you need to do here is make sure that, as you can see, you get that extra action ability, or not ability, but that extra bar, and that tells you how close he is to overcharging it. My recommendation, to make sure that it doesn't go to another one by like just bugging out or being weird, because some people had reported this happening, wait for him to actually fully overcharge it once and the bar to go back down to 0, and then push Li Shen into the next transition. Now, he does do a couple of abilities like decapitate and everything like that, but for any player that's like not really at 850, probably 830 Animal, you should have no trouble whatsoever. And as you can see there, I was able to push him past and I almost fell off, so you want to watch out for that too. Make sure that he's just able to overcharge it once, and then you're going to have no trouble whatsoever. And you can see the runes there of all 4 of the conduits right under his like damage and like his health bar there. The bottom one, it has 3 runes and the other ones have 2. So if it has 3 runes and the other ones have 2, he's going to automatically overcharge that platform. And that is, from my perspective and like my experience, I've done this I think like 2 or 3 times, he has always overcharged that platform. Now, the way you can tell that it's overcharged is that he's going to have like it covered in lightning. It's going to be completely obvious whenever it's overcharged. So it's going to be the one right in front of me to the right here, and as soon as he finishes the intermission, you're going to be able to see it turn into complete lightning, and that means that he has just overcharged it. And that's pretty much it. It's called like, what is it? Is it called a normal after oh, it's disabling them. Okay, so it's not overcharging, it's disabling. I guess if you overcharged it, it would disable it too, but that's semantics. Anyway, just make sure he puts the lightning on the one that you need you need for the achievement, and you do effectively have to do this 4 weeks in order to get it done each time, and you have to do it on the same character. But anyway, besides that, that's pretty much all it takes for these achievements here. And anyway, guys, as I said before, some of these are very, very difficult to do, especially the soft hands, and you said crossing streams was bad. Those 2 achievements I would say would be the very, very difficult ones. The other ones are going to be a complete joke. So if you can get those 2 achievements down, you've basically got this mount already. And at this point, by the way, you just kill Li Shen. It's not a big deal. You can deal with these ads, by the way. They're really easy to deal with. They don't even really deal damage because they're low level, and so most of their attacks miss. And so if you're having trouble dealing with these, just get something that has a leech on it, and that way you get lifesteal whenever you kill one, and you're going to be able to easily come out in the positive. But anyway, guys, as I said many times before, whenever I do these videos, I always really do enjoy doing them. I'm very glad I never really thought I'd be able to do this achievement guide, and I did. And so I'm very happy for that, and hopefully you guys are happy too. So good luck on getting them yourselves. You will definitely need it. So thank you for watching. If you have any other questions, go ahead and comment them below. But if not, again, thank you for watching, and like, comment, and subscribe.